Greetings, everybody. Good morning. This is Brother Eric. I'm a co-organizer for the Justice Coalition, the Justice Coalition, Chicago Transit Justice Coalition, empowers Local 308 and Local 241 members and pretty much all CTA workers who are in various unions with the tools to take control of the union and to inspire humble, accountable leadership. This meeting and everything we do here is independent of the Amalgamated Transit Union. I am an elected delegate and a appointed union steward in Local 308. So I'm functioning on behalf of the Justice Coalition, not under direction of President Dixon. So let's get started with our meeting. And we always start with our agenda. And the purpose of our meeting is to empower, again, coworkers to make the union strong. And that is done according to in the Justice Coalition. We believe that is done through something called revolutionary unionism. And that is a phrase inspired by the Industrial Workers of the World Union. And it is to take power from our employer and the politicians through direct action at work and democratically control our unions. By doing so, we can dismantle the service and transactional model of business unionism, which has neutralized our power over the past 50 years. Special thanks to Chicago area organizer, Brother Cody Mazzarella, for letting us use his premium Zoom account. Let's get started. We always open up with history. And you should see on the screen in the links that we sent you and that we have posted, there is the agenda study guide. The year was 1941. That was the day 2,500 steel workers at the Pressed Steel Car Company near McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania, walked off the job. It was the second walkout in 2 weeks. Workers effectively shut down production of armor plate for the Navy, shell forgings for the Army, and railroad cars used to transport military material. The company had gone back on promises of holding a collective bargaining election. Steel workers organizing committee sub-regional director Abe Martin told the Pittsburgh Press that while the union had not called the strike, workers had walked out themselves because they are fed up with the company's discrimination against them. The Steelworkers Organizing Committee had been trying to organize the plant for years. They were without a union. But the company had engineered an election for a so-called independent union 18 months earlier, when the complex was only operating at half capacity. Workers walked out at the beginning of the month and ended their strike on the guarantee the negotiations for the new election would begin. But when they returned, they found that some were stripped of seniority, while others were forcibly transferred to new departments. The day before, machine shop workers on the afternoon shift were fed up and dropped their tools. Word spread throughout the evening, and by early morning, picket lines were solid and production had come to a complete standstill. When the company tried to force reopening of the plant after Labor Day, 1,500 workers formed picket lines at the gates to stop the scabbing. They returned to work 10 days later in compliance with a request by the National Defense Mediation Board. The NLRB rejected the organizing committee's election petition 2 months later, but the committee persisted and won exclusive bargaining rights the following June. So that was quite interesting there. Anyone have any thoughts that came to mind, what you think of what happened back in 1941 at McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania? So one thing I found interesting was that even though the union leadership had not called for a strike, the workers just took it upon themselves to walk out. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? And after repeatedly being disrespected and making demands that were ignored, they laid down their tools. They didn't have a union, by the way. They didn't have a union. They were just trying to get one. All right, let's go to the organizing lesson. So one part of revolutionary unionism is enforcing the contract on the shop floor. That means me, you, workers, we enforce the contract. We don't depend on a phone call to the union office to get an official union response from an official union officer. We are the union, so we enforce it. So how do we do that? We have to organize. So not only should a union grieve issues of unfair treatment, but we should organize actions, direct action, right there on the spot. That's what we're talking about. Let's go to our study guide, our book, Secrets of a Successful Organizer. We're going to continue from page 27. And everything is in your agenda for you. So please, you can follow along there. You can follow along on the screen. And I'm just sorry I didn't have the right page up. Okay, oh, a little too far. Okay. So we left off at bargaining and strikes. And we also read this little box about what if I work in the public sector. So just so you all know, those of you who aren't familiar with this, when it comes to labor oversight, union oversight in the government, at the Chicago Transit Authority and Pace Bus, but not Metro, we are under the umbrella. We are under the umbrella of the Illinois, the state of Illinois Labor Relations Act. Okay, there is a National Labor Relations Act with that like Metro is under, but we're under the Illinois. We're under, because we're a public sector. We're under the state. The state agency, the state laws are really built upon the national laws. They're very similar. Okay. But when we petition to the labor board, it is a state labor board that we petition to, okay? And that's what you should understand. And at chicagotransitworker.com, our website, we have a button called Know Your Rights. And I really encourage all of you to check it out. We have the contract, the bylaws, contacts for your union locals, retiree health card trust information, the code of punishment. They call it the corrective action guidelines, but we know it's all about punishment. It's not discipline. Discipline makes you better. Punishment makes you resentful. And Illinois labor law. So here you go. This is that button. This takes you to the law. Understand this law. This is the law that governs us at the CTA and PACE bus. Okay, so bargaining and strikes. Some rights are different depending on whether or not you have a union. In a union workplace, the employer is obligated to bargain with the union and to answer information requests. There is no such obligation in a non-union workplace. All right, so let's say we're having issues with coworkers being assaulted, shot, stabbed, threatened. If we did not have a union, we could not insist that our employer give us all reports of assault that employees have made over a certain period of time. But because we have a labor union, by law, they have to respond to us for a request for information. All right. On the other hand, non-union workers have the right to strike at will. Understand this. On the other hand, non-union workers have the right to strike at will. Although this is taking a big risk, union members are usually bound by contract language not to strike till the contract expires. Okay, so I'm glad this came up. So you hear a lot of people say there's a no strike clause in the contract. There's no such thing. However, there is something in the law, okay, that there's specific things. We have a right to strike. When you go to know your rights, you go to Illinois labor law. Okay, you click on that button in our website. All right, and you have to go to what's called section 17. And that's called the right to strike. I highly recommend all of you read this. Again, chicagotransitworker.com. Click on the Know Your Rights button. Scroll down to Illinois labor law. Click on that and go to section 17, right to strike. We have a right to strike. Local 308, local 241, IBEW, all the locals, but all the unions, but there are some specific guidelines. Otherwise, it becomes an at-will strike or a wildcat strike. All right. Just so you know, for historical precedents, the last two strikes in our modern history, 1979 and 1968, were wildcat strikes. They were not legally recognized strikes, okay? So understand that, get some perspective here. And you know, they like to spread a lot of fear about these types of things and ignorance. And they spread lies, and they of course say we at the Justice Coalition are spreading lies and propaganda. But we are sharing with you information to help you make decisions with your coworkers. All right, so make sure you read this. It's a lot, but it's important. And the whole idea of strike is, when you strike, it is your right, but it is your weapon. But it is a heavy weapon. It is a heavy lift. So you got to build up for it. Looking at the strikes throughout history, all of them are the result of organizing and building up frustrations that are not addressed. But workers are consistent about building up for it. And that's why we're reading this study guide. So you should always be, they say, what do they say in the union office? The strike's the last thing you want to do. No, it's the first thing you want to do. But guess what? It's bench pressing 300 pounds. It's running a mile, it's bench pressing 300 pounds when you have never lifted weights. It is running a 6-minute mile when you can barely walk down the stairs. Okay? It's learning another language when you can only speak and understand your own language. It takes practice. You have to build up to it. You have to be always working towards it as a goal. And when it's time to do it, you can just do it. It's no problem. And the people will just be able to do it. They'll just do it. How do you build up to it? That's what we're discussing right here. How do you build up to the ability to be able to strike? But we have that, by the way, there's no such thing as a no strike clause in the contract. It does not exist, okay? That's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. Distributing literature. You may distribute leaflets at work in non-work areas or non-work time on non-work time. Non-work areas include the parking lot, the time clock, the cafeteria, or anywhere people go on break outside the work area. Soliciting signatures on a petition may be done in working areas on non-work time, as long as no literature is passed out. And CTA has specific rules about leafleting, not leafleting, but unsolicited materials, passing them out while you're on the clock or while you're in work areas, okay? So at the Justice Coalition, we like to pass out flyers, newsletters, information, whatever. Even if it's official union stuff from the union office. Don't go to an operator sitting in the motor cab or sitting in the seat on the bus or a customer assistant or a janitor out there on the platform, or a repairman on the floor, a servicer on the platform, a clerk in the office, and start handing them stuff. All right, put it in the break room. And if they're in the break room, you let them know, hey, on the break room, I got these important flyers. You should check it out. Okay. Don't do that when they're on duty, because then you could get written up and they could do whatever they want to you, right? Don't break those rules. There's no legal precedence to protect you as well. But the break room is fair game. It's fair game, y'all. And when you're on the clock, don't do it. Just come to work a couple minutes earlier, pass out your flyers, boom, clock in, okay? And pass whatever flyers. You can write up your own flyers, make your own flyers. You know, coworkers, like today, coworker been shot, bus operator been shot. What if he passes away, right? It's just terrible. Make a flyer. I'm pissed off. We can't take no more assaults against CTA workers. You make a flyer. You could do that. You could do that. And there's more laws. Just reach out to us at the Justice Coalition. We're posting stuff all the time. Yesterday, I filed a response to the labor board for unfair labor practice, and I cited a whole bunch of laws about why we can do this type of thing. Pass out handbills, literature. Your petition. So you want to go to the operator, maybe they're standing outside, or a clerk in the office. You can do that. Just don't pass out anything. Just say, we got this petition here. We want to fight to have 2-person crews, or some people want more security, whatever you want. You know, you make a petition. Just don't hand them stuff. Don't hand them a flyer or a business card or a card or whatever. Just have them sign it, okay? All right, this is something we're all learning together. You may distribute leaflets at work. You may use company-provided general use bulletin boards to post literature and notices. If workers can post things like cartoons, event flyers, forms for Girl Scout cookies, it's a general use board. You see somebody on there, they got a little side business, right? A lot of our coworkers, especially a lot of full-timers, they take their money and they invest in a little business, they invest in some property, and the rent, they put a little flyer up there. See that right there, boom, that sets a precedent. It's a general use board, okay? You can put your flyer in there about no more assaults on CTA workers. You can put a flyer up there, let's have a meeting to talk about such and such and so-and-so. You can put a flyer up there that says Keith Hill, President Dixon, you know, are corrupt. It's free speech, y'all, and you can post it if that's what you think. You can say Eric Basir is an undercover general manager and vice president of safety and security, and he's taking everyone's information and he's selling it, and he's injecting vaccines, unapproved vaccines, through the flyers that he hands out. Whatever, you can post whatever the hell you want. It's a general use board. As long as you see all this stuff up there, you okay. They say it's a union board. You can't do that. It has to be officially. You're the union. They always tell us that. You can't post it. Whatever. Rules that forbid posting union-related literature or that the boss creates in response to the union or rank and file activity are illegal. Let me read that again. Rules that forbid posting union-related literature or that the boss creates in response to union or rank and file activity are illegal. You and I, we're working together, we're organizing outside of the official capacity of the official union office and the official union officers, right? But to be told we can't do that by a manager is illegal. The National Labor Relations Board may allow employers to prohibit the distribution of literature that criticizes the employer's product or service in a way unrelated to labor issues, if the primary target of that literature is the customer base or general public. All right, so you got to be a little strategic the way you write things. Tactful, more or less. But if you say CTA trains are slow and the buses are defective or the buses are have a horrible paint scheme, yeah, they might be able to get you on that. But if you say the CTA trains are unable to be maintained because workers are being made to inspect them faster, there you go. That's working conditions related. Yeah, they still might object to it, but you know, you have to, that's where if they object to it and they apply this so-called discipline they want to punish, that's where you file an unfair labor practice. So that's about it. Let's stop there. I've said enough. We got a couple people, co-workers in the meeting. Any comments? Oops. Anybody like to say something about what we discussed here? All right. Oh, we got a hand. Go ahead, Sister Nicole.
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
And if I go in and out, of course, I'm always running around. I just want to first thank Eric for always bringing this knowledge to us, because this is some good information, how we can fight back against, you know, our locals and the CTA. So I just really want to thank Eric for pointing this stuff out, giving us the right direction to move forward with our organization. No skills. I really appreciate it.
It's an honor. It's an honor to serve.
Right. And then I'm really just soaking it up. I'm really grocery shopping and everything, but I'm really soaking up. This is some great information. You know, our unions have tried to stop us from doing these types of things, but Eric just put in front of us the law, how we can do it the right way. He even gave us examples of how we can do it the wrong way. So this is great. And I'm really just soaking it up as I grocery shop. I kind of already knew it, but for him to, one thing I like is that he show you in writing. That's not the Eric Basir says. It's in writing. It's law. He's giving us the information we need to do it. So I'm just soaking it up. And I just want to say that. That's all I want to say this morning, guys.
Thanks, sis. We and thank you. I have to say though, you know, this is a team effort. You are also one that shares with us the rules and the laws and information in ways that we can fight back too. So we're all in this together. And I thank you.
We are, but it's especially that you go a step further. And I know I don't take what I'm shopping. I don't take it from nobody else, but Eric just goes the extra mile. Yeah, I always have to praise. He goes the extra mile. He pulls up these you know, the rules and he shows. It's just so important to know because reading is so beneficial to us. I think that's what we fall short at, but reading is so beneficial because if you can not only quote the law, but you can show them where the law comes from, you are an asset to the members. It's just so inspiring to me. And that's why I keep going back saying, oh, Eric Rassin, he is just like everything because he is. Not only do he quote the law to us, he show us where we can find it. He gives us the fight. And I just take that fight and I run with it. I cannot even tell you a story. I am so empowered by Eric. I really am. That's why I just keep saying, oh, I'm so thankful for him. It is a team effort, but he goes the extra mile.
Oh man. Well, I don't know.
You won't argue about it. That's just me venting today.
Yeah. I don't know about all that, sis, but I thank you. I thank you just for participating and isn't that something how the union leadership just keeps telling us, just call us, we'll take care of it. We'll take care of it. When really there's so many things that we could take care of ourselves right there on the job.
It's quite amazing.
No, breaking up.
We believe actually take their words to be law.
Yeah. You're breaking up and I don't want you to stop shopping. So, but yeah, exactly. It's like they want us to worship them as gods and obey them. I mentioned this to many people, and when I was at the Steward class last week, and I mentioned this last week too, that our lawyer, our local 308 lawyer, Anita Tanai, quoted some union boss. I'm just gonna say it, like jackass boss, and that's what they are because they just want to be our boss. They're bossy, and she said the difference between a company and a union is that we elect our own boss. You know, it's disgusting. You know, we're the freaking boss. They work for us and they hate it. I had my executive board member tell me the other day, don't you call me. And you keep saying I work for you. I don't work for you. You know, and they're just a bunch of, it's just sick, man. You know, so the more we know as members, the more we can serve each other, you know, and the more we can control our union so that no matter who's president, we can run it. I walked around, I visited some sometimes I just, you know, when I'm off the clock, I visit coworkers, and a lot of times, you know, they just talk and I just listen to them and I ask them questions and say, well, how do you want to solve this? What do you think we could do? And what do you want to do? And what, you know, and then they feel real inspired. And then they say stuff like, Eric, you need to be our president, or you need to be this, our officer, blah, blah, blah. And I say, no, stop thinking like that. Do you realize that you could elect me, you could elect somebody else and others, ain't nothing gonna change because we are so disconnected from each other. We have no power because we are ignorant of our rights and we're beat down into submission. We just gonna get sold out again because one or two people going in a meeting with the mayor or whoever, the upper management, is gonna get corrupt. You should never send a union officer in a secret meeting with your boss. You need witnesses. You need coworkers that there, so the coworkers can speak. The union officer is just there to help represent, make sure the coworkers' rights aren't being violated. Let me tell y'all something. We could elect a gerbil to be the president of Local 241. And we could elect a chameleon, or not a chameleon, we could elect a worm for Local 308 president. If we, the members, are in control of our union, that's all that matters. So don't get caught up in personalities. It ain't gonna make a difference who you vote for if you don't fight for your rights. And all you do is depend on these people and an office on the far south side or downtown to help you. Let's go, Nicole. Go ahead, sis.
Well, I just got one thing. I like to start a poll. This is just so off subject. A poll. Like in the contract, we should put in how we elect or hire the lawyers, because these I don't forget Anita Tanai, I'm sorry if I pronounced the name wrong, or Dow, Block, and Bennett. They some crooks, in my opinion. They do whatever the president tell them, and not what's in the best interest, what they hired for. They're not in the best interest of the members. So I think we should do a poll. If the members should not vote, what law firm represents us and in our best interest?
Yep. That would be a great bylaw change too.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
right?
so. Because the current lawyers that we have on staff are not in our best interest.
Okay.
They don't tell us what to do. Our dues pay their salaries, and they got to know to tell us what to do. Not on my watch, or on our watch. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah, our watch. Is that Kathy that just dialed in? I see a phone number.
Yes, it's me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. I know you driving, so no big deal. You don't have to. I got you.
Okay, bye.
Okay. So Kathy's just listening. We want her to focus on the road. Safety first. Okay, so let's just go check out the agenda real quick. I see we got more people on. Thank you for joining. Okay, online steward class. Labor Notes is having an online steward class. I recommend everybody sign up for this thing. If I sent them an email and asked them, will they have a recording for people that are working that register? It is in your agenda. The link is in the agenda. So later on, look at your agenda, click on it, and it's going to happen on September 22nd at 7:30 p.m. They're asking for $10. It's worth it. I'm telling you, these workshops are fantastic. I love them. And they're going to have it Wednesday, September 22nd from 7:30 to 9. I'm sorry, from 6:30 to 8 Central Time. Okay. It's for shop stewards. You're saying I'm not a shop steward. You're a shop steward. You're just unofficial. Okay. I'm an official one, but I had to fight for that, boy. They didn't want that. But get involved in it. Look it up. It's a Zoom conference call. Okay. I highly recommend this. They have an online organizing class too. Please sign up for that. It's in our agenda. The link is in our agenda. I'm directing there. I'm going to the website right now. You can see it on screen. It's loading up. Now, if you don't have the money, I know we have a lot of part-timers on here too. If you don't have the money, you can register for a hardship. I think they're just gonna let you in anyways. It's just they're asking for a donation. Secrets of a Successful Organizer. That workshop is based on the book that we are studying in our virtual meetings. Okay. Check this stuff out. I'm not going to spend too much time reading it, but go look, sign up. They have sessions on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Okay, 12 p.m. Yeah. September 12th, 19th, 26th, and October 3rd. So we might, I really want to get involved in these. So we might, I don't know, maybe we could discuss, shortening our meetings or just, or changing the time for our meetings over the next couple weeks for these Sundays. Go ahead, Nicole.
Oh, I just wanted to add, like, if someone don't have money to do these classes, I'll sponsor them. It's no big deal. We want these people to get into these classes and get these things done. Not like I'm a millionaire, but I think some good money spent. I waste money on a lot of things, so I won't mind helping out with this.
Thank you. Oh, that's so kind of you. So
You're
everybody, labor notes meetings that we're showing, we have one of our organizers, co-organizers, Sister Nicole, will foot your bill. Check that out. So if you want help, you need a little Justice Coalition scholarship, and you want to go to one of these virtual training sessions, why don't you text us 224-935-3075 for for some financial assistance, okay? Please, we really need part-timers involved in these courses, okay? So spread the word. Copy that link in the agenda, post it online, send it to people and say, hey, Justice Coalition will pay for, how many, Nicole? How many do you think? Maybe 2 people? Oh, she just, Nicole.
Hey, Eric, I had to unmute you because of course I'm in the grocery store. I don't want you to be having too much noise. I keep on muting myself, but
Okay.
I'm willing to to pay for anybody. We won't even set a limit. Anybody, and by far I'm not rich, but I like for my money to go towards good things. So anybody.
Oh, wow.
I don't care if it's 100.
Thank you.
Now, right? I want us to get educated, and by all means, I'm willing to sponsor this.
Thank you.
This.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm muting again.
Yeah, get back to shopping, please. Pay attention. I don't want you stepping in a manhole cover or something. Okay. This is good news, and we'll try to make some posts about it online to try to encourage people. So again, you may know when you chimed in that this meeting is being recorded. If there's anything you want to say that you don't want recorded, just tell me and I'll pause it. Introductions. Anyone want to introduce themselves? We got some regulars here. Myself, Eric Basir, railcar repairman at a Howard shop. I know we got Kathy. She's on the road. She's a retired switchman. Brother Tom, you want to say anything?
No, I'm just listening.
Here with Cole.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
I'm here with Cole Gidley.
Oh, Cole Gidley, how you doing, brother?
Here too. We're out here driving. So
Thank you for
thank
joining
you
us.
so much, Eric, for what you're doing. And that's really kind of Nicole to sponsor people. That's really a sweet thing.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, Nicole really is awesome.
I know, I'm sure as all of you are, we're just shocked by what happened last night with that operator getting shot at. And the union needs to stand up for us, both of them, 308, 241. They need to call on the mayor and the governor to do something more than just add more police, because more police ain't gonna cut it. You know, these people are out here, doing more than just hurting each other. They're out here starving. They're out here, they need things. So the city and the governor have to do something more than just add more cops.
Yes, I agree. You're right. I totally agree. And and we need to condemn this. We need to have mass protests. We need to be outside our garages with signs, and letting the public know about how we're suffering, it's just ridiculous. Not for God's sake, no more rallies with these politicians.
Yeah, I agree. Because it ain't getting us anywhere. None
No,
of this is getting us anywhere dealing with the politicians. They think that we're weak, and they're actually right. I mean, to
Right.
a certain extent, because let me finish my thought. It's because we're not all coming together. We all do have to come together and get these two unions strong enough so we can get some things accomplished.
So why not just
and
come together?
It all falls on us, me included. So
Well, in my opinion, having two separate unions is the problem.
agreed.
Yeah, but that problem is further down the road where you can't solve it at this moment right now. So what you can do, you're just looking at something as a structure, as a one number over here and one number over here, but a person next to another person, that don't change. That can never change. The members just need to come together. You stop waiting on the next member. Stop waiting on down the road for 308 union officials. We need to start waiting down the road for the politicians. Everybody understand they can't do nothing for you. So we just need to get that person that's suffering, come together. Let's do what we have to do as people.
Any Tom Cole?
yeah, I just completely agree with Andre.
Thank you, Andre. And by the way, Brother Andre, another co-organizer, stepped in, and Cole has been he's a bus operator out of Forest Glen and has been very, very generous with his time in the background at the Justice Coalition. He does things that to assist the coalition in getting members educated that people don't know about. And there's a lot of people that work in the background. And of course, Tom is also out of Forest Glen, and he is also working on he's our plan B person. Is that right, Tom? You're definitely in, right?
Tom ain't got no choice but to be in. He need to take care of his family. He need to take care of himself. So and Tom is smart, he need to understand that these people ain't for his family. They're not for him. And Tom decided it's time for him to do what he got to do. And all of us on this line, we just got to keep talking.
Yep.
Keep talking and keep talking to each other. That's why keep those people so close to him, because when he talk, they listen. So he need to keep those people close to him as best as he could, because when they just want to listen to him and follow his messed up direction, that's all he care about. So we need to keep talking to each other and stay involved. Even if we miss a phone call or we miss a rally and we feel we down in the background and we know what's going on, you just got to keep talking to each other.
And be sure to document what you do, okay? So everybody out here, if you want to do a flash protest, myself and Kathy have done this at Howard on many occasions where, I just show up with a sign and a bullhorn, or I just show up with a sign in front of the terminal, talking to coworkers and the riders about our working conditions. Do it. Just make sure you have pictures of it, and you're on a public sidewalk or in the parking lot. These areas are protected for your activity. Take a picture, post it online, whatever you're doing, share it, because it will inspire other people. That's the key. It takes one person to inspire another person. It takes 2 to inspire 20. It takes 20 to inspire 200, 200 to inspire 2,000, 2,000 to inspire 2 million. This thing is unstoppable. And what we're doing at the Justice Coalition is so powerful because we are bus and rail workers, retiree, active, part-time, full-time, free riders, you know, people who don't pay dues. You know, we're everybody. We're just the workers. And they can't stand it. They're so scared. You know, and all they can do is try to tear us down, get us fired, get us arrested, assault us, but we just keep going. And that's what's so wonderful. And now we're standing up for each other and our coworkers. We're winning, everybody. We're winning. Business unionism is losing. It's beautiful.
Because they just want to control. That's it.
Yep.
And people just getting tired of being controlled. And a lot of the members are tired of this shit, man. A lot of the members.
Yep.
And they just trying to learn how to deal with it and learn what to do. And then you got all these people now speaking up. They never really spoke up, was afraid to speak up. And you got more people now willing to be active.
Yep. We got Sister Cheryl out there with her radio show, waking people up, you know. Now I wanted to say something about that control. And what's happening is it's building resentment in the coworkers. Coworkers, now we have a operator. We don't have the details. Now we have a bus operator that was shot, right? Last night while on duty, right?
Yep.
So, you know, God willing, he's gonna survive, right? But it's just gonna keep happening. It might be me. I'm not an operator anymore, but I ride the buses and the trains. So I might
Every night.
Yeah, every
Late
night.
at night.
Yeah, I'm late at night. Others working all kind of hours, right? Anywhere. Servicers, customer assistants. This is affecting our mental health. And all they're going to tell us is after this brother unfortunately was shot, they're going to tell us go get some go see a counselor, go see a therapist. We have an EAP program. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. But that's not going to cut it anymore as a union. We have to protest. There should be outrage at every damn garage right now. Every garage, every terminal. Members and coworkers need to get signs. They need to get whistles. They stand outside these terminals when you're on lunch, before you get on duty, before you go off duty, and we need to start deciding and organizing actions. And I just want to say what's happening real quick, and Nicole, I'm gonna get you. Keep your hand up. Is that we have the mental health? What's going to happen is we're going to have things like Valley Transportation Authority in San Jose, California, where the coworker was so pissed off about how he's being mistreated by his own union and the company that he goes in with a gun and starts shooting people. He snapped. And that's all he was pissed. He snapped. And we're going to make people snap if we don't start fighting. Because people are going to take it out on their family. They're going to take it out on their coworkers. A warrior needs a battle. A warrior needs to fight. And that's what we are. We're warriors out here, fighting for our lives and fighting for our careers. And these goddamn corrupt union bosses need to resign if they don't want to help us fight. All of you, Dixon, Bill, etc. Just quit, for God's sake, because we're dying out here. We're losing our minds, and people are gonna start killing people. And we had a bus operator that was packing. He was so pissed off he pulled a gun on somebody. Everyone made fun of that brother, but I can sympathize with him. I feel his pain. He had a passenger that was belligerent and all kinds of, he pulled a gun on him. I don't blame the brother. He's fired now. Maybe he'll come back. I don't know. But it's going to get worse if we don't start fighting and stop kissing the butt of these freaking politicians. Nicole, go ahead.
Okay, I'm in. Okay, I was just about to say exactly what Eric said. You know, I'm guilty myself of waiting until something happens to me to get involved in the union. It took something to happen to me for me to get involved in the union. A lot of people don't know my story. I'm not telling it yet. It's going to be a time where I'm going to tell my story, but I'm not going to tell it yet. But don't wait till they affect you personally, because they affect all of us on a daily basis. From the operator getting shot last night, that affected all of us. It could be, as Eric said, it could be either us at any time. So don't wait to get involved until they do something to you. I'm guilty of it myself. I used to didn't care, oh, well, it's just, nothing. No, care. Make an effort to care because anything that they do or they don't do affects everybody. And if everybody wait until it affects them, we're never going to overcome. We need to take our power back from these people. We didn't let them have this power for too long. We need to take it back because it belongs to us. We are the union. Without our union dudes, they are nobody. They're not going to work for us for free. If we said work for us with a free salary, would nobody be running? When nobody wants a job. So let's use our power and take our union back.
Thank you. Brother Andre.
Well, I just want to say this to everybody that's on the line, and not just everybody on the line, because once this get repeated, I want everybody that hears this on Facebook, and I want you to go back to the garage and repeat what I'm going to say. As of right now, I haven't seen not one union official that care about the membership as a whole. I've seen a bunch of self-centered people, control freaks, people who want some money, and that's all I have seen. When people are in harm's way, other than discipline, these people don't care. The only reason they're doing discipline because they got to do the discipline. So understand this, people. None of the union officials, as of right now, none of them should be reelected. None of them care about you. And we need to move forward as a membership. Just like with this meeting, the Keith Council, this is just ridiculous. This is unbelievable for the members to take. It's a mass membership meeting. That means the meeting it's our meeting. It's the members' meeting. The opportunity for us to have a meeting. He canceled our meeting, but still, they had an executive board meeting. They meet with the president, and he gonna take our meeting, and we supposed to lay down and take this? No. And I'm looking forward to this getting repeated. We can't allow Keith to take our meeting. There's no reason to take our meetings. He couldn't even come up with a good reason to take the meeting. Chicago was open 100% fully. They just asking you to wear a mask in public. So he's afraid to deal with the membership, and we pay him. And we need to make him remember that, because we got another meeting coming up, which is the 11th. I would like him to make an effort to make sure that we have our meeting on the 11th. And it's not a mass membership meeting, it's a contract update meeting. So it's a big difference between the two. When it had that mass membership meeting, if he would have had it, he would have had to deal with some stuff that he didn't really want to deal with. If he had this 11 meeting, he can restrict it and say, we just talking about the contract. So keep that in mind, people. Don't let him cancel your mass membership meeting. Make him have it. COVID or whatever is not an excuse. We got virtual meetings. We got all kinds of meetings. He's on his little personal page, meeting with his 1,200 people, and everybody else is paying union dues. So we need to not take this line down. We need to make him, it need to be some repercussions, even if it's a complaint, even if it's a phone call. We need to not let him think he can get away with this.
Thank you. And just for those of you who are not aware, the Justice Coalition has publicly called for Local 241 members to contact President Hill and demand proof and a clear explanation of how the International Amalgamated Transit Union recommended that he and the board cancel the membership meeting. The membership meeting is not a privilege of Keith Hill and the board.
That's right.
It's a privilege of the members, Local 241 members, Local 308 members. Your membership meeting is your meeting. It is not the officers' meeting. They have taken it and made it their meeting. We have let it become their meeting, but it is not. Demand that Keith Hill prove to us in the public that John Costa, the president of the ATU International, recommended that he cancel your union meetings. And that's what we're calling on people to do. We need an explanation. And the contract update meeting on September 11th, is it going to go on? We hope it will. We're encouraging everyone, 241 and Local 308 members, to attend. Let's go to Nicole.
Okay, guys, yeah, and I agree with all that. Let's demand it. I even took the email to the international because if John Acosta cancels on me, he owes us an explanation. We pay them per capita every month. That's a lot of money. He owes us an explanation. He hasn't gotten back to us yet. I'm waiting. I'm gonna follow with a follow-up email on Monday. Second of all, where's the outrage about this person getting shot? You don't have to wait till Monday. You know, these local presidents, they work all weekend. They're on our dollar. Where are they getting to the news saying this is unacceptable for our workers to be getting shot at work and injured? Where's the outrage? It needs to be outrage. We need to hold Eric Dixon and Keith Hill accountable for our safety. Eric Dixon was out there with, we care about safety. Okay, well, why you haven't made no mention today, last night? Why you didn't come on the news and say, or get a news conference going today saying, hey, our members, we want safety. That's because we gave them that power, we got to take it back because we are important. Keith Hill, he should, when Keith Hill make a news conference, he's hiding. He's hiding because he's scared. He's so in the pocket with CTA, he's scared to stand up for us. I'm not scared to stand up for us. That's unacceptable. And we need to hold them accountable. We need to be flooding emails to the local 241 demanding that he stand up for us. Now, granted, he probably get a hold of this meeting today. Someone's gonna tell him, and yeah, he'll probably come out with some Monday, but Monday is too late. It happened last night. It should be addressed last night. He should have been outraged.
Yeah.
Somebody should have woke him up out of his sleep. And he should have came on this morning and said, we're not accepting this. COVID, all the things that we go through, and now somebody getting shot, it's only going to get worse. We have to stand up for ourselves. And that's what 308 too. The member got stabbed. They're not outraged. Is this going to keep happening, keep getting worse? What about us? Now they mandate COVID shots. But you got that memo, but you don't get the memo about safety. Safety is a big thing to CTA. They want to be safe for their passengers, but forget their workers. And do you know, a lot of people don't realize this. Do you know who makes sure that everybody in CTA get a paycheck? It is the rail members and the bus operators. It's not no one down there at 567 in that building. It's not a manager. It's not a supervisor. It's us. We go out there and we collect the money. We deliver the service. And this is the way we get treated. We have to stand up and get our power back. We are so powerful and we don't even know it.
And I
That's
want
right.
to say about that mandate. Okay, whether you did the vaccine or not, I did it, but I refuse to go along with punishing the collective punishment of our coworkers who didn't do it. They're justifiably suspicious. I understand, and I ain't gonna debate that. I would hope, we don't get into that right now. But, damn it, we have to stand for our coworkers. We've been so disrespected ever since this pandemic by our own union leadership. That includes Ken Franklin, the former 308 president, continuously disrespected and left to die. 12 of our coworkers are dead. They brought the disease to their families, and more of their family members are dead. So now you're gonna punish us and tell us you're gonna take us off, you're gonna put us on unpaid sick leave because some of us didn't get the freaking vaccination? It's wrong, it's unethical. I don't care what your justification is of getting a vaccine or not getting a vaccine. We're a union. We have to stand up and fight for each other.
That's right.
Go ahead, Nicole.
Well, I'm appalled that Darvell Carter has the nerve to write that letter to us about he's mandating this because I noticed the COVID is still going on. 567 is not open every day. Again, who makes the money and makes sure everybody get paid? The rail operators and the bus operators. So they can come to work in an environment with a whole bunch of people, maybe once or twice a week, but we go every day. And now that school is back in and work is back up, they mandating this shot. Who is most to be affected by this COVID-19? The bus and rail operators. So you don't care. We got poor healthcare insurance. It's like and I'm not knocking anybody, but it's like we got a Medicaid card when we go in there and we work every day. We should have the best of everything because we make sure Everyone at CTA gets a paycheck, and we the most disrespected. And the union don't stand up for nothing. They act like they don't know that. Bus operators and rail operators bring the money in, but we the most disrespected. And you gonna mandate something on us? Believe it or not, most of CTA employees have gotten the shot. Me, I have gotten the shot, and for my own reasons. But I don't think somebody who don't want to get it for whatever reason shouldn't be forced to get it. We already, even though we don't got the shot, we are already carrying loads of people. We're over the standing line, everything. We are doing our part, but no one's doing their part to help us. They don't care about us. For one, the union that we pay, they don't care about us. They at first we was not essential workers. Then all of a sudden when the shot came out, make sure the essential workers, they trying to play us as fools. 1 minute we're not essential workers, then the next minute we are. We got to know our worth. We got to know our worth.
Yeah. And I would say frontline workers, because that includes
that's where we are.
That includes the customer assistants, the janitors, and the servicers on the rail. Most of the bus servicers, but the bus servicers are still exposed, because even though they're in the garage, they're still exposed. But the rail servicers are also exposed to riders constantly walking past them. Now we got I think, Nicole, you just spoke. So let me get Sister Jan. Go ahead, Jan. Jan, you oops, you're still muted, I think. I'm gonna unmute. Let me see. Or maybe you didn't mean to.
I'm sorry, I was muted. I'm sorry. I was muted. 1 second. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
You may be muted. You may be muted, but you're not censored. Bring it on.
Okay. Back to the mandate. The mandate. We've worked through this 241, 308. We've worked through this whole pandemic. The whole entire pandemic. And we haven't gotten any pandemic pay, any hazardous pay, but you want to mandate us to take a shot. Now, again, I've taken the shot like you for personal reasons. That's my personal business. If somebody chooses not to, that's their personal business. Now, are you going to mandate, who's going to mandate the customers to take the shot? Or even, not even just take a shot, wear the freaking mask.
Right.
Who's going to mandate them to, is that my job to mandate them when you haven't even paid me anything extra?
That's why they need to.
This needs to be in our contract. Anytime there's some kind of issue where we have an outbreak, this should have been in our contract beforehand, but it wasn't. So going forward, this subject needs to be in our contract, so we don't have to be going through, should we do this? Should it be like this? No, yes. This is the way we're going to handle this. This is the way we're going to handle this. This is the way we're going to pay our employees. This is the way we're going to respect our employees. And we're going to stop BSing and get off the pot and do the right thing. The young man got shot last night. There's no safety, period, for none of us. You don't want us to have mace. You don't want us, we are unprotected, but you don't have anybody out here protecting us. And if it was anybody else, they would be like, you guys can't have a weapon? What? Who does that? You gotta protect us some kind of way. You can't have it both ways. You just can't. That's all I want to say.
Thank you.
I'd like to say something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
As the union president and the union officials go along with these mandates, all mandates need to be put on the table of mandating a contract that's fair, mandating hazard pay for the members. So next time somebody bring up the word mandate, we need to put that on the table as well, and not let them mandate us a shop, but they need to mandate everything that they supposed to be mandated for us as frontline workers. That's all I gotta say.
That's a 10-4, Andre.
Thank you. Nicole.
Oh, I just want to say, I want to clarify, when I say bus operators and rail operators, I mean all employees. I'm not just singling out bus operators and people who operate train, anybody who works for the rail system or the bus system.
Yes.
I just want to clarify that, because I don't want people to think just because it goes into being overcrowded in the clerk's area, in the garage, the janitors are overcrowded. So I just want to clarify that. I'm just not talking about bus operators or rail operators. I'm talking about any employee of the bus system or the rail system.
Right. Thank you for clarifying that. So one thing that we have to do, and we talked about this in being in the contract, and at chicagotransitworker.com, at the main page, I encourage everyone who's watching to go to chicagotransitworker.com. Go to the first button that shows up. It's a round button. It says the workers contract. Click on that, and you'll be able to see what the contract that we are writing at the Justice Coalition. And this is a public document. It's totally interactive. And anyone can participate in it. And in it, everything in red is new. Everything that we want to delete is being stricken out. And it's all based on what members want. Members who have brought things up in contract proposal meetings at Local 308, members at 241 that post stuff online about what they want and whatever. We're taking everything from everybody and we build it into a spreadsheet, and then we distill it into a contract. And based on what a lot of coworkers say, okay, we have to have pandemic emergency type provisions in our contract. And that's what we're doing in the workers contract. That's what this is called. It's an unofficial contract. And we're encouraging everyone to vote no on the ATU CTA contract because it sucks. And to demand that we bargain openly with a workers contract, which we have provided. This is a long process. For 2 years, I've been the editor of this project. It has been put down and belittled by union leadership and their lackeys, and but we persist. We have sick leave provisions, okay, and this is for every single bargain for employee, part-time, full-time. You're sick, you get paid time off. You test positive, you get paid time off. For as long as you're sick, as long as you're being quarantined by the physician, you're gonna get paid. All right. And we got the so-called hazard pay. Okay. I'm gonna show you that. Let me just type in hazard. It's gonna pop up. And it's critical that we have this this is called pandemic premium hazard pay. Now it has been suggested that we have emergency as well, because there may not be a pandemic. There may actually be an uprising, a war, that type of thing. Where it's not a disease. So we have to make that kind of change. But everybody, we have to have it in the contract that we have to be paid 3 times our straight pay during a pandemic. 3, not 1.5, like the ATU said, the international. Why did they start like that? 3. All right. And if there is a 2% or greater infection rate within 50-mile radius of the CTA PACE and Metro service area, it also includes a war or natural disaster. There's the language that will cover that. We have to get this paid. We're not going to take this anymore. We're not going to take being ripped off. The union workers, we're not going to save the penny pinching bureaucrats and the bootlickers We're not gonna save them money anymore. We are taxpayers too. Okay? And I tell you, when people are paid well and compensated well for the job they do a good job. And they take care of the riders and they take care of the public. Because why? Because they're taken care of. And they'll feel obligated to take care of others because they're being taken care of. We have more in here. Check it out. I'm not going to go through all of it because we do want to wrap up the meeting. But please go to chicagotransitworker.com. Look at the workers' contract. Let's fight for this. Let's demand this, not this garbage that they want to sell us. Go ahead, Brother Andre.
Is catastrophe in there too? Because what happened in New York with the flooding, that was a catastrophe.
Yes.
So will we have that covered in that language?
It's right
type
there
of-
in the last paragraph. It says also a war or natural disaster.
Okay, good.
Okay, thank you for that. So let's jump along. I don't see any other hands up. Next in-person meeting. Again, this is still kind of up in the air and everything. So I don't think we've made much progress on that. There's the Retiree Healthcare Trust lawsuit progress. I was asking Brother Steve for a report, didn't get that yet. He's doing a lot of overtime, so we want to, give him breathing room. We were talking about a North Park garage protest. Actually, it'd be good to do right away, actually, but I know it's hard to plan last minute. Anybody, we have our point people right here on the call. What y'all think? I know you've been dealing with a lot, Nicole and Jan. How are we on that North Park garage protest plan? Go ahead, Nicole.
Oh, okay. I don't think we made any leeway on it, but I think that it should be a must, especially with the news of the operator getting shot last night. I think that I don't know if we could just find I don't know if most people off on Saturdays. It could even be a Sunday. We just need to. It's a lot going on at North Park Garage. I can imagine that everyone in Chicago is in an outrage over last night's incident. And I'm looking forward to the week to see how the union gonna come out and speak about it. I'm sure they're gonna say something. Keith Hill gonna hide behind his mask because that's what he does. But we as the operators, or we as the rail and bus, we need to stand up. Just like we need to stand up, not just for the bus operator, but the janitor on the train as the employees, we just need to get together because our safety is important. So I think if it could be just a last minute thing, we can do it on a Saturday, but let's just really get this done.
I'm fortunate enough to have this Sunday schedule. So what about we do an hour at North Park tomorrow? It's Labor Day.
Oh yeah, okay. So what time we thinking? I can possibly do an afternoon. I definitely can't do a morning, but I can definitely do an afternoon.
Sure.
Does it have to be in the morning?
Tomorrow sounds good to me.
I don't like the mornings.
Oh, great. I am not free in the mornings. The afternoon should be good. I think we should maybe go off of we should stop recording and get this together because I don't want people to know what time to expect us.
Okay, hang on. Here we go. All right, everybody. So we're back with we had a little caucus and we decided we're gonna do a flash protest, everybody. We're gonna do a flash protest, 2:30 p.m. Labor Day tomorrow, Monday, the 6th of September at Chicago Avenue Garage. That's the garage where we believe the operator is working out of. We want to show solidarity with our coworker, but we also want to encourage members to express their rage regarding having no contract, these part-time poverty time jobs, being punished regarding the vaccine, threats of punishment regarding the vaccine, anything you want to protest about, we are encouraging every single CTA bargained for employee to show up at Chicago Avenue Garage on the public thoroughfare. We're going to be right there on the street. Let me, Andre, what is that street? Kedzie? I forgot. Not Kedzie. It's Chicago. What is that main thoroughfare? I'm unmuting you. I forgot.
It's Pulaski.
Pulaski. It's Pulaski. Yeah, we're gonna be on that street. So if people are taking public transportation, can they take they can take the blue line and walk there, right?
They know how to get to Chicago. They'll be all right, Eric.
Well, come on. We
They-
got
the
people
bus-
on the
they
rail
know.
side. We got people on the
I
rail
don't know.
side.
I don't care. That's the green line over there. That's the green line that
That's
come
the
across
green.
there.
That's the green. So
Yeah.
so you could
Yeah.
take people could take if they don't have a car, they could take the green line and walk south, right?
North.
They gotta walk north from the
Yeah, a
Pulaski.
couple of blocks.
Okay, to the Chicago Avenue Garage, and we'll be out there right on the street. Or you
Yep.
could take the Pulaski bus. Which bus is that?
53A, something like that.
Yeah, 53 something, okay? And then
53A.
yeah, that's if yeah. So we're encouraging people to do that. Finally, and thank you to Jan and Nicole for helping organize this. We have some other things that I mentioned already, so we're good. We're gonna wrap up this meeting right now. Anyone in the meeting want to make a comment about tomorrow's protest? Anything you'd like to share? What kind of word of encouragement you could have for coworkers? You know, if you want to
Hey, try to
protest,
show up if you can, even if it's for 5 minutes.
yeah, just show. We're just gonna be there for 1 hour, 2:30 to 3:30, y'all. And if you're
Yep.
off the clock, you can protest. If you're on the clock, no, don't protest, but you can walk by and wave and whatever, or drive by and wave, but don't protest if you're on the clock. Please don't do that. Go ahead, Nicole.
Well, I just want to say, even if they can't come out and help with our organize with us about our protest, just be safe, everyone. It's a cruel world out here, especially for us right now. We want everybody to be safe.
Thank you. Thank you. That's about it. As far as the next meeting goes, I was thinking of, we could change the time to to 11. So is that
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna change it to 11. And then we got some things to promote, y'all. Thanks a lot for being in the meeting. We got work to do Labor Day. We're gonna protest, y'all.
See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
See you
Bye.
tomorrow, guys.